Now, Max, speaking of unsettling, there was a scene in The Last Jedi that is probably the most divisive scene of any film I've ever seen.
Yeah, people were like really weirded out by this. Very upset with the kind of the implications it has on the rest of the universe. I'm talking, of course, about the scene in which Luke milks this animal called the Thala-Siren. Here's what it looks like. You might just slight content warning. Mm-hmm. Also,
God, look at that.
Yeah, I wish we had higher res photos of this for a lot of reasons.
So that's okay. So she's sort of like a walrus snail.
She's
with
like a
4 lower mams.
Like a Loch Ness manatee kind of.
Got it.
I actually got the incredible opportunity to talk to Neil Scanlon, who is the head of the Creature Shop, one of the main kind of concepts artists over on The Last Jedi, and I asked some very stupid questions about how this creature came to exist, and kind of the deep dive I got on this. Again, I wish I had more photos to go on this because apparently it's fascinating. The way they did this was they found this location on Ard Skellig, the island where they shot Luke's whole thing, and they scouted it out. They found the right angle, and his whole team went in there and they used LiDAR, which is like low range radar, basically, to do a full 3D scan of the rock formation, and then they had concept art of this critter, and they did like a life-size cardboard cutout and kind of put it in the shot, and they were like, okay, this is what it's going to look like, and Rian Johnson was like, okay, go for it. And so they took the data of the rocks, they went back to Pinewood, and they created a full-scale puppet apparatus like this. And the details here, let's pull this image up again here. There's apparently her neck tilts forward like a submarine. That's Neil's words, not mine. And there's a hatch. And 2 people go inside this large fake animal and operate its breathing and its mammary glands.
Oh, so God! There's two dudes inside that.
There's 2 dudes inside that, and in addition to that, there's also someone perched on a rocky outcropping above it, who's operating the head and neck using a post system. Mm-hmm. And then there are also 2 people who are moving the flippers around. And then on top of that, there are 2 kind of quarter scale models in the background. You can't even see them in this photo, that are like firing off steam and stuff. So they've got like seven or 8 people working on this thing to really get that full effect. So thank you. Yeah, that helps. So yeah, somewhere thereabouts, maybe not that small, a little bit bigger. Zoom in, there, enhance. Perfect. There we go. Yeah, so like that. And then that's not all. When the milk originally came out, it was apparently an off-tan sort of sandy color.
Oh,
like
God,
a really
yellow?
yellowy cream color. And then in post-production, using CG, they changed it to be green. So like that is all of the work that went into a scene that had no actual bearing on the plot of the movie.
No, all that really
just shows that Luke drinks weird green milk from this awful animal.
Yeah, it shows that he's an insane and crazy, gross old man, and then he's getting his milk from the sea animals.
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of Star Wars for you. Like you
you
look at so many scenes throughout this series, and there are all these just weird little kind of like moments of just sort of flavor, for lack of a really any better word. But I mean, you think back to like the Tauntaun being cut open, or the Rancor eating people. They're not really key plot points. The fact that the Sarlacc belches, like there's stuff like that that's just like, oh, you put thought into that. You really took a moment to kind of like to examine it and put it in the film, and that's what creates this sense of sort of depth in that universe. So
I totally agree. It shows that this is lived in, that there is life and animals everywhere. It is sort of ecotourism in a sense that we get to visit this place we'd never actually go to. And I think it's really interesting that they shot in a location that they didn't really want to disturb too much.
It was actually, it's a wildlife reserve, and they had to shoot at specific times when not the porgs, the actual puffins weren't there.
Right. Yeah, that's where the porg inspiration came from. Right? Yeah, puffins running around.
Also,
Max, that's awesome.
They had to shoot in a specific window of time when the tide was out. Otherwise, this thing would just
wash out to
floated
sea.
away, and then people would start calling in like Loch Ness sightings because there's just alien floating around.
Oh my God, Max! Thank you for that bit of true Hollywood journalism.
Yeah, really getting to the bottom there.
Hell yeah, college.
That was just one of our many Star Wars videos we make here on Up at Noon. Check out some other ones right here, and remember, Bosk.